Alright guys, so today we have our final injury report going into Sunday. Obviously, we play Monday night, but we have our final injury report going into this. So first off, Cheeto was a full participant in practice after having illness. He was full participant in practice on Friday and Saturday. Trey Hendrickson, also a full participant in practice after having a rest day on Wednesday. Both of those guys are good to go. Keem Davis-Gaither had a full participant in practice on Saturday. He is good to go for this game. T. Higgins, nice to see it. He said he's 100% back, 100% healthy, and he was a full participant in practice on both Friday and Saturday, and he is ready to go for this game. BJ Hill, full participant in practice on both days. On one day, limited on the other day. He just had a rest day, apparently. We don't know any other injury that could have caused him to have limited on, Thursday and Friday. Again, the Bengals right now, kind of hot water if they don't report that. So hopefully it's just literally just a rest day both those days, and that's pretty much it. Sam Hubbard, who had a rest day, well, half a rest day on Thursday, was full participant in practice on both Friday and Saturday. Deontay Smith is the first player we have here who is questionable with his knee injury. He was a limited participant in practice all week long, and yeah, he's a game time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing or not. But the real travesty here is Cam-Taylor-Britt. Cam-Taylor-Britt still suffering from his quad/ankle injury. Limited on Thursday and Friday and did not practice on Saturday. He is officially ruled out for this upcoming game, which, it sucks. It really does. Not only because I don't want to see a guy hurt, and, I love Cam-Taylor-Britt, but also because we're playing, again, one of our best competitions of the year right now in Jacksonville, who is an 8-3 team fighting for the #1 seed, and if we want to make the playoffs, we have to win out. So, not having Cam-Taylor-Britt out there yet again means that we're going to see more Poison Ivy out there, and we're going to see if maybe Poison Ivy can do something in this upcoming game. Potentially, let's see what he can do. But, again, it's going to just weaken our defense even more and more. And if you've watched Cam-Taylor-Britt throughout this year, and throughout his career, the guy gets turnovers, man. The guy gets the ball. He is a ball-hawking cornerback at this point. Even though he's only, second year in the NFL, he's still one of the best in the NFL. Jake Browning, who had a right wrist injury, was a full participant in practice on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tanner Hudson, finger injury, full participant in practice on all 3 days as well. Drew Sample, who had a foot injury, was a full participant in practice on all 3 days. Logan Wilson, who had the ankle/foot injury, was a full participant in practice on all 3 days, which is awesome. Jay, who actually only showed up on the injury report yesterday, on Friday, did not participate in practice on Friday and Saturday. He did not, he had a rest day on Thursday, and it looks like he's not on pace to play. Right now, I believe he is doubtful. It says questionable on here, but I believe his status is doubtful for this upcoming game. Again, is that really going to impact us too much? Not as much. Obviously, you want to have your rotations out there, though, and every player who isn't 100%, rotation purposes-wise, is going to be a problem. Now, Jay actually came up on the injury report here on Friday with an illness. Now, the reason why it's interesting is because, obviously, yes, we had an illness with, Cheeto. He did not practice on Thursday, but did on Friday and Saturday. And it's right when Cheeto gets over his injury or his illness, that's when Jay actually got the illness. So I don't know if Cheeto by accident gave him the illness, but he potentially will not be playing this upcoming game because of his illness. So definitely one of the situations where it's it's not an injury where, okay, this guy's hurt, he tore something, his ankle, whatever. So it's still possible he plays, and I mean, I shouldn't say it's on pace to be doubtful, but it depends on the severity of his, what's called illness. He probably will play in the end. I don't say doubtful, because at the end of the day, even if you don't practice 2 out of 3 days, usually that puts you on pace to be doubtful, but an illness is something completely different. I mean, you never know what that illness could be. It could just be a sore throat, it could be not a sore throat, but it could be muscle cramps, fatigue, something like that. So we'll have to wait and see. Keep in mind, we do play on Monday night, so, a little bit of time there. But Cam-Taylor-Britt being ruled out so quickly is definitely, it's sad and it sucks, and it is what it is. Tyson Campbell, their cornerback, who has a hamstring injury, was limited participant in practice on all 3 days. He is questionable for the upcoming game. Travis Etienne, their main running back. Obviously, the backup running back is Tank Bigsley, the guy that I wanted the Bengals to draft more than anything on this earth. I was so excited for the Bengals to draft Tank Bigsley. Not only because his name's Tank. Alright, like, there's a 60% of the reason is because his name is Tank. But the 40% is because he's actually really good, too. So, they didn't end up taking him. They took Chase Brown instead. Limited participant in passes on all 3 days. Luke Farrell, their tight end, was limited participant in passes on all 3 days. He is questionable. And Brenton Strange, their rookie tight end, foot injury, did not practice on Saturday, limited on Friday. He is a game-time decision. So, we have 3 players who probably will play and a game-time decision. So, they definitely don't have too many injured players. I'll say it like that, right? We definitely are kind of on that list of more injuries. Now, I will say it like this, though. I feel like, especially after the Joe Burrow scandal or Joe Burrow situation with the injury report, we are more proactive at making sure we list every single person humanly possible on our injury reports. Which obviously, listen, at the end of the day, that's NFL protocol. That's the NFL rule. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to make sure that going into a game, especially with betting now being so as prominent as it is and how kind of forced down the throat it is, you know, you got to make sure that you are listing every person possible who is injured or who has any type of injury, even the smallest injury. That's what I said before. I said again, you know, Tanner Hudson has a finger injury. I basically understand that it's not severe. It's nothing, pretty much. It's a nothing burger. And before the whole Joe Burrow situation where we didn't list him, I don't feel they would have listed Tanner Hudson's finger injury on the injury report. But now, because of the whole situation, they're going to. They're going to list everybody. 2 illnesses. You know, a foot injury. Obviously, a foot injury a little bit more severe. But even if it's like, hey, listen, he has a hangnail on his foot, they're going to list it because at this point, there's no reason to, you know, have any type of downside when it comes to losing a draft pick or something, right? And again, you know, I understand the concept. Well, betting, you know, people are going to place bets based on the fact that, you know, if a player is healthy or not. And obviously, even if he has the smallest ailment possible, like, you know, his fingernail is just like, it started bleeding at the top of his fingernail, they're going to say, hey, I'm not going to go with that guy because, you know, that happened and that's going to affect his ability to catch the ball or throw the ball. Whatever. I understand. It just gets to a point now where it's like, man, betting is ruining football. And I mean, that's the best way I can put it. I know a lot of you guys agree with me. And it's just like, come on, man. I'm not saying that they should not report injuries. I'm not saying that, okay? I agree they should report injuries. But it's just to a point where it's like, man, the NFL is just being run by gambling. And it's getting to a point where it's not even fun to certain degrees when it comes to how the refs play. Because you know the refs are playing based on gambling. And again, this is just, obviously, this right here makes sense why this is going, you know, you have to report every injury. But it gets to a point now, especially once you get into, you know, the gambling aspect, that's when the feds get involved and there's all these FBI gets involved if, you know, everything isn't reported correctly. So, it is what it is, man. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.